The hidden cost of living without endings. Nothing ever really finishes anymore. Messages linger. Projects roll forward. Days blur together without clear conclusions. And quietly, this is changing how we age. Modern life promises efficiency, but it rarely provides closure. Tasks overlap instead of ending. Roles stretch without resolution. Even success creates new obligations rather than clean transitions. To understand why this matters for longevity, we need to look at what the body expects when effort ends. Because biologically, endings are not optional. They are signals. In earlier environments, work stopped when daylight ended, journeys finished, seasons turned. The nervous system learned repeatedly and reliably when to power down. Effort had natural limits, and those limits carried meaning. Today, those signals are faint, delayed, or missing entirely. Effort dissolves into the next demand without pause, leaving no clear boundary between action and rest. Researchers began noticing a pattern that was difficult to explain through stress alone. People living without clear endings showed elevated stress markers, even during periods labeled as rest. Sleep was shallow and fragmented. Inflammation lingered at low but persistent levels. Repair processes remained suppressed, not because people were overworking in obvious ways, but because their systems never received confirmation that work was finished. This was not because life was objectively harder. It was because it was unfinished. The body remained alert, waiting for resolution that never arrived. Biology does not distinguish between a threat that is ongoing and a task that is unresolved. Both keep the nervous system partially activated, ready but unable to stand down. What made this especially unsettling was how ordinary it felt. There was no crisis, no dramatic overload, just a constant background sense that something was still pending. An email waiting, a project half closed, a decision postponed. Over time, that state reshaped biology without drawing attention to itself. The first clues were subtle. Fatigue that did not resolve with sleep. Tension without a clear cause. Aging that seemed to accelerate for no obvious reason. People felt worn down despite doing everything right. And one scientist started looking for missing endings instead of visible stress. They began to see them everywhere. As researchers examined this pattern more closely, they found that the body does not differentiate between unresolved work and unresolved threat. Both keep stress response systems partially engaged. Both delay the transition into repair. Each open loop carried a small biological cost. On its own, it was negligible. Together, they created a permanent state of readiness. This explained why rest often failed to restore energy. People stopped working, but their systems never truly powered down. The brain kept scanning for what was next. The body stayed prepared for interruption. Repair mechanisms waited for a safety signal that never came. Physiologically, this altered fundamental rhythms. Cortisol lost its clear daily rise and fall, flattening into a constant, low-grade activation. Inflammatory signals remained mildly elevated. Sleep cycles shortened, cutting off the deepest phases of recovery, where cellular repair is most active. What surprised researchers most was how early these effects appeared. Long before burnout, long before diagnosable illness, aging markers began drifting in midlife, shaped not by catastrophe, but by incompletion. The absence of endings, not the presence of extreme stress, was quietly accelerating decline. Attempts to solve the problem focused on productivity tools, better planning, faster execution, more efficiency, but these often made things worse. Faster cycles produced more open loops, not fewer. Tasks multiplied faster than they could be closed. Completion was replaced by momentum. The core issue was not workload. It was closure. The body needed proof that effort had ended, that nothing more was required. Without that proof, biology treated life as an ongoing emergency, even when the calendar said, off time. This reframed longevity yet again. Aging was not only about what we endure, it was about what we never finish. And in a world designed to stay permanently open, that cost keeps accumulating year after year. The conflict sharpens when we recognize how incompatible endings are with modern systems. Platforms are built to be infinite. Workflows are continuous. Communication never truly stops. Success is measured by momentum, not completion. There's always something next. In this environment, stopping feels risky. Ending feels irresponsible. People learn to keep everything slightly open, just in case. The body absorbs that uncertainty as threat, maintaining vigilance long after effort should have concluded. Researchers observed that individuals who struggled most with endings showed faster biological aging, even when their lives appeared calm and well-managed. Their nervous systems rarely entered full recovery. Vigilance became the baseline rather than the exception. This state proved especially corrosive because repair requires certainty. Biological maintenance activates when the system believes the danger has passed. Without closure, that belief never fully forms. The body waits indefinitely. Attempts to force endings often failed. Artificial boundaries like scheduled breaks or digital detoxes helped briefly, but did not resolve the underlying tension. The mind still carried unfinished narratives. The nervous system still expected interruption. What finally made a difference was structural completion. Projects that truly ended rather than rolled forward. Roles that clearly transitioned instead of overlapping. Periods where nothing was expected next, not even improvement. When these endings occurred, biology shifted quickly. Sleep deepened. Stress markers dropped. Aging slowed, not because life became easier, but because it became legible. The body could finally understand when effort was over. The conflict, then, is not personal discipline. It is environmental design. Longevity suffers in systems that never let anything be done. And until modern life relearns how to end things, the body will continue aging as if the emergency never stopped. The climax of the story is a realization that aging accelerates when life has no punctuation. When nothing ever truly concludes, the body never receives permission to rest. Endings are not psychological preferences. They are biological necessities. They tell the nervous system that effort is complete, that vigilance can shut down, that repair can finally begin. The resolution is not about doing less. It is about finishing more, closing loops, allowing chapters to end cleanly instead of bleeding endlessly into the next one. Modern life resists this. It rewards continuity, infinite scroll, ongoing projects, permanent availability. But the body does not thrive in infinity. It thrives in cycles. Longevity improves when lives regain shape, when work ends, when rest is real, when the system knows that nothing else is coming. In a world that never stops asking, the quiet act of finishing becomes radical, and it may be one of the most powerful ways to slow the passage of time.